Mr. Lucio, how's it going?
Hey, great Saturday. Great Saturday. Great Saturday evening. It is an amazing evening in the city of Brownsville. Amazing weather. It was kind of hot day today, despite the fact that it looked like it was going to turn out to be a great day. Thank you all so much for getting here. We're going to skip the pleasantries in regards to saying hi to everyone. Sorry I missed you. Sorry I missed you too, Lorenzo. Good. God bless. Anytime you need cookies, you let me know. But guys, good evening to everyone. And again, I'm going to look for the questions, and I'm sure that we're going to be getting a lot of them. But we do have the honor of having with us State Representative Eddie Lucio III. State Representative, Mr. Lucio, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I want to apologize ahead of time. I have my 10-year-old and 7-year-old that may run in at any time and interrupt. So please be patient with me.
No, that's fine. Hey, what's up, Vincent? Good evening. Frankie, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much to Mr. Lucio for his time. A lot of people are excited for his appearance tonight. So thank you so much, Mr. Lucio, for your for being here with us and answering the community's questions, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, let's start off real quick and just go over a lot of the information that we do have. We've yet to receive information in regards to Hidalgo's numbers, but we know that they've been having a horrible situation out of the Hidalgo. They know they this week they hit 1,278, then they hit 360, and we're yet to get the numbers for today. But it is projected that it's going to be a very, very high number, possibly in the 1,200s to 1,500s, which was basically projected yesterday. For Cameron County, we have reported 358 positives for Cameron County. The bulk of those positives are coming from the city of Brownsville. 205 positive cases in the city of Brownsville. Again, we'll talk about the age groups. Age groups are very concerning. I did post out there that 50 of these 205 are students, or they might fall into the age group of students from 0 to 19. That is very, very concerning because we are in the situation where we are going back into whether we're going to go back to school or not. The second group that is still very, very concerning to everyone is the 20-year-olds. The 20-year-olds are very, very concerning, and there's a big old correlation in regards to a lot of the different openings. Mr. Lucio, you've gone over the numbers. You know the numbers. What do the numbers tell you, sir?
Well, I mean, they're continuing to rise. What's most concerning is the capacity in hospitals, right? These rising numbers didn't require the hospitalization, the staff, the ventilators, the equipment, and we're dealing with it like, how we have some of the other issues that we've dealt with in the past, like bird flu or swine flu. But this virus is very different, and people get really sick. And what's also very challenging is that I've known some people who have tested positive, were sick for just a few hours, and self-quarantine, and we're fine. And then we know some who very quickly lost their lives and lost the battle to COVID. So it is a scary and challenging time.
Well, in regards to the numbers, especially in the hospitals, that is something that has been very, very concerning for a lot of the individuals out here because, they are experiencing that, they're being sent home. And again, it's understandable that a lot of the cases out there, when they are not in need of an ICU bed or, to be placed on a ventilator, they're going to send you home. One of the biggest concerns is a video that we saw recently in regards to national news coming and recording the hospital in McAllen. Hospital in McAllen is jam-packed. We had the doctor come out for Hidalgo County and made mention that, he had tested positive. He had already lost 4 nurses and, if I'm not mistaken, 1 doctor out there in Hidalgo County. I think the biggest fear right now is that that's already starting to happen here in the city of Brownsville, which is, we feel for everyone in Hidalgo County and throughout the state of Texas, throughout the country. But, we focus on the individuals from Brownsville. Is there any news in regards to any relief coming for our hospitals, our nursing staff, and our doctors at the state level, sir?
So, yes, there is money that is being administered through the CARES Act. Hidalgo County, because they met a certain population level, and this was the criteria that was created by Congress in DC, they received direct funding because they're considered a larger county. So their money came straight from the Treasury Department. Smaller counties like ours, the state of Texas was given a larger pool of money. I think it was maybe the top 5 or 6 counties in size. Maybe if Hidalgo was at the bottom of that top tier of population size. But the rest of the counties, which we fall into, the rest of the pool, that larger block of money was sent to the state, and then through Texas A&M, actually, they were going to administer because they had experience when Katrina hit. Not Katrina, excuse me. The most recent hurricane hit. Harvey. When Harvey hit, they administered the relief funding and infrastructure. So they were working through it and helping with that endeavor. And I know that the county judge was concerned about the amount of money that Cameron County was going to get. So we continue to stay in dialogue with Texas A&M and with the governor's office and trying to make sure that it is administered in a fair and equal way based on need and population size.
We recently got word, Mr. Lucio, that 170 doctors from the Valley had sent a letter to the governor asking for another shelter in place. Would you be in favor of that, or will you be advocating for it?
You know, I say this, but it's heartbreaking to say it. Yes, I would. But why I say it's heartbreaking to say it is a lot of people are going to suffer economically. They're going to suffer economically because they need to work in order to provide for their families, pay their bills, buy their groceries. And so it's tough. It's really, really tough. But what value do you place on human life, you know? And until we can at least clear up some capacity, continue to learn how to social distance, how to disinfect. I know that on the private sector, a lot of companies are coming up with great products to install in your air conditioning system and use to disinfect surfaces. But like I'll tell you, you know, I'm a small businessman, and I'm fortunate that there are a lot of landlords and banks and different folks that are being flexible with business owners like me. And I'd be able to help with my employees for a little bit of time, but we don't have endless budgets. And if the state does close, it's going to be tough on my employees. I'll try to help them the best I can. And, you know, we did that the first go round and blew through our savings. But it'd be hard. It'd be hard on a lot of people. But, you know, if you were to tell me yes or no, I would tell you right now, I would advocate for it to be shut down just to clear capacities in hospitals.
And thank you, Frank, for remind us. You know, something we were going to mention towards the middle, but our prayers go out there to our McAllen police force. That we did lose 2 officers today, Officer Chavez and Officer Garza. To the Chavez and Garza families, you know, our heartfelt condolences. Something that should never happen here. We're very, very fortunate to be great supporters of our law enforcement. And I know the Lucios are great supporters of our first responders and our law enforcement, sir.
My uncle is the chief of police in McAllen. I need to call him after this. Great man, you know, Rodriguez, former police chief in Brownsville, actually.
Oh, Victor.
Yeah.
Victor. I love Victor. Victor, a great guy.
Absolutely.
Guys, sir, going back into and thank you, Frank. Frank is one of our amazing officers out there, Port Isabel. One of the things that I think that a lot of teachers are feeling a lot. Well, the community in Brownsville is that you know everything was opened up a little bit too quickly, especially the places where it was going to be very, very hard to congregate. I think a lot of individuals, you know, they thought, based on what was shared to them by the CDC, by the medical experts, that it was a mistake for Governor Abbott, you know, to start, you know, opening up the different phases. Sir, why was the response in regards to Governor Abbott's decision? Why did it take so long for a lot of our county judges, for a lot of our state representatives? I know that Terry Canales also sent out a letter to the governor. I mean, was the time frame a little bit too long?
Well, in terms of the decision to reopen schools, or
no, in regards to opening the economy, in regards to opening the bars, opening the restaurants, was it a concern at y'all's level?
Absolutely. There was one point in time, I would say early April, that we were on phone calls being briefed every day, right? And it was changing quickly, and the data that was coming in, I don't know if it was the quality of the testing, if it was the lack of testing, I'm not sure. But we would get very different reports. But towards the early stages of reopening, the modeling that was being shared with us was that if we practice social distancing, if people wear their masks, if they do their part, we can open up slowly. And there was tremendous economic pressure to open up.
Yes.
We have to see all sides of this issue, right? Tremendous economic pressure to open up. And we'll talk in a minute how very multifaceted opening or not opening campuses is for many people. It's not clear cut. There is not a consensus on that issue either. So going back to when we opened the economy, if we had done so with what we believed was the safe way to reopen, we would have done much better than the situation we're in now. Unfortunately, when we started to reopen, people got very comfortable and they started to do things like get together in large numbers and not social distance and not wear their masks and go back to pre-COVID habits. And unfortunately, we're in the situation we're in today.
Commissioner, Representative Lucio, we're going into a question that Luis is asking. We are starting the legislative session this coming January, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Based on the situation that we are in as a community here in this area, in your district, what are your plans in regards to bringing up legislation concerning our teachers, concerning our health system? Is there any thoughts already in mind in regards to what we're going to attack first?
It was interesting. The one thing I learned today, I think we have to develop and invest in, because we don't know how long this is going to last, right? But we have to develop and invest in true online virtual instruction, right? And standardize that as best we can so that the quality of education that students receive isn't different campus to campus, right? Or, we may have some administrators and some teachers on some campuses that can really embrace this technology and do it really well, but others who may not be able to adapt as quickly. But one of the other things, and this is more on the instruction side, I had a great conversation with an administrator from Los Fresnos, and she was very respectful, and we visited, and she said, "Look, I'm concerned because 40% of the students in my district don't have access to the internet," and it was her understanding that the Hidalgo County, because of receiving direct funds on the CARE Act and having quicker access to that money, was able to invest some of that in developing infrastructure so that people can log in online and do online instruction. We need to match that in Cameron County. So that would be something that I would want to see invested in quickly. We do have private sector partners. I know AT&T reached out to us saying, look, if we're doing online instruction, we can deploy mobile relay units to help with connectivity. So that is great. But, obviously healthcare treatment, we have a lot of hospitals who have strained capacity right now and are absorbing tremendous financial burden to treat these patients. And I know that that's an issue we're going to have to contend with at one time. What I will say about the state of Texas, which is great, we have a healthy rainy day fund. So at least we have some type of emergency fund that we can tap into. But we are one part of the state. Houston has been hit hard.
Yes.
Really hard. And, they're a bigger, urban, more densely concentrated community, and they're going to have challenges as well. So we're learning very quickly, and we have to be quick studies, but we'll be ready for session. No question.
Mr. Lucio, in your opinion, is this going to be the beginning of going towards the digital age and maybe shifting away from the brick and mortar schools? Or is this something that, we'll get over and then we'll see, students going back to school? Do you see us either transitioning slowly into that?
I never been in education. My only experience in education was teaching Sunday school when I was a senior in high school to sixth graders. And I quickly knew that I wasn't talented enough to be a teacher. So I could, but what I do know is I'm a very hands-on learner. I can subscribe to every computer line to anything I want, but I like to sit down with people and learn that way. And there are a lot of people like me. I just don't see in this particular time such a swift change to that. I know that this virus will go away, and I know that the brightest minds in healthcare are working on it, and I hope there is a vaccination soon. I'm a man who has tremendous positive hope and faith that we're going to see calmer, cooler waters very soon. I don't know if we would ever be, at least in my lifetime or my children's lifetime, all online instruction, not for children at least. So we're going to need to do what we can to think differently about how we construct schools and how, we allow access. I say that though, but my kids can, I can challenge them with learning something. They'll come back and have looked it up on YouTube and they figure it out. So, we'll see.
Let me, one of the concerns, and we saw the interview that was done by Channel 5 with Governor Abbott. And one of the questions that was on the mind of almost every teacher here in the city of Brownsville was in regards to, hey, y'all are asking us to go to school while TEA, has been out of their offices since January. And I think there's a big concern in regards to the disconnect that exists between these agencies up here in Austin dictating to school districts like the one here in Brownsville what they have to do in order to continue the academic process and guarantee the safety of the students when we're out in a big old explosion in regards to this pandemic. It is very bad in Brownsville. The mayor has already said that we're probably going to be in triple-digit positives. They've also let us know that the number of dead is way underreported. We literally have 15 dead per day, just in the city of Brownsville. I mean, this is the mayor of the city of Brownsville letting us know that we have too many deaths that are not being reported. With all that said, sir, is there any way for our state representatives to push forward legislation to reel in this rogue agency, TEA, and hold them accountable for a lot of the decisions that they make, which actually hurt our academic process, our teachers, our students here in Brownsville?
Well, let me say this. I would be heartbroken if, in fact, that they're staying home and getting to quarantine and then instructing educators, administrators to go back to campus. As leaders, you need to lead from the front, right? You need to take the flag and charge the hill and be right there with your troops. As a small business owner, the minute we opened, I was in there. I was cleaning, I was coaching classes, I was doing everything I can because it was important for the well-being of my team to see me right there along with them. And I'm there with them fighting that good fight every day. And so if TEA is saying that and then staying home, that's unacceptable. And we have to say that as leaders. That is absolutely unacceptable. And then, that's the great thing about session at Erasmo is that's when we get to keep them accountable. They seem to be much more willing to engage in dialogue when I'm in the position to affect their operations than like now. Now, I will say Mike Morath has been good about taking my calls. He's done the best he can. He's under tremendous scrutiny, but it's not just him. It's all the people at that agency. And, bureaucracies happen. And sometimes they forget about how it is to be on the ground in the classroom. At Erasmo, I come from a big family. 75% or more of my family are in education.
Yes.
So I hear it every time we got together. I witnessed it growing up. My sister's my elementary school counselor for my kiddos. My mother-in-law is a retired teacher. My sister-in-law is a teacher. So I know from the people closest to me what they go through, their aches and pains on pre-COVID, but especially now. So what I will tell you is, yes, that is why I made the decision to start the petition, which I'm turning into the governor on Monday. I wanted the weekend for more folks to sign it, right? Yeah. So I'm turning it in on Monday. I wanted also to start that Facebook group so that parents, teachers, anyone who joined could share their stories and their concerns and articulate it in a single place that the governor and his staff could reference. we wanted to arm them with support and information and direct communication from constituents on how they feel about the issue. I will tell you, it got complicated real quick. I was with my wife. We were taking care of some business matters, and one message after another. I thought it would be a no-brainer. Let's delay getting kids back on campus. Let's do remote learning. And what I realized that it's a very complicated subject matter, gentlemen. You know, we heard from folks concerned about kids being able to access the internet. I heard from parents who were single parents. What do I do? How do I need to work. If I don't work, I can't pay my bills, feed my family. And I need to take my kids to school because if not, I won't be able to go to work. What do I do with, you know, my child who has a special need and online instruction is not developed to take care of my child with a special need? What are we going to do with bus drivers and, you know, cafeteria workers and so on and so forth? So I realized really quickly, like, you know, keeping kids safe does come with complications. But what I go back to, gentlemen, is there is no amount of value you can place on a human life. So when I was able to talk to someone who told me, what about my child who has a special need? And I finally just said, look, how would you feel though in 6 weeks from now, they got sick and there's no capacity at the hospital to take care of them. No. And what would be of greater priority if we need to delay, you know, just for a little bit, even a few weeks? As you know, PI, Port Isabel School District, they're delaying until September for on campus instruction. We have to keep our people safe, and the other issues we will quickly accommodate. But I just would hate to have to answer questions of those families who lost a loved one because they had to go to campus, right? How many families do you know at Erasmo who have 60 plus, a teacher, administrator, whomever, someone who works on campus that can't say, well, I'm just going to stay home. They have to work. They have to feed their families. And what am I going to do at that funeral when I say, I'm so sorry? They're like, but campuses, you know, campuses were open and you supported that. So I couldn't in good faith do that.
Well, one of the biggest, you know, letdowns for our people here, sir, and just to let you know, para pasarle el chisme, one of the biggest letdowns for the people here, sir, is that our people are dying. You know, our people are dying. Our staff, our food and nutrition service people, our custodians, our teachers are dying. And yet we have yet to hear a word from leadership in regards to condolences, to, you know, regret, nothing. But a lot of teachers, and I say that just to throw that out there because people are very, very saddened about it. But and that's why I'm so very glad that you made that page, sir. When I saw that page, I was going, I mean, awesome. This is what we need. Porque la raza se empieza a desahogar, like, oh, they'll throw it out there. Now, you've seen them out there, sir, especially with the children, with the individuals that have their parents out there and everything else. But right. What I'm going to real quick, and we'll go into your page and your petition if you permit us to go in it, because it's amazing, really amazing. And hats off to you and your team. Y'all are a great thing for our community. But one of the concerns for our teachers is that right now, because of the situation, you know, a lot of the individuals, a lot of the teachers, sir, they want to not show up to work. You know, they want to have the opportunity to tell, you know, the superintendent, tell their supervisor, coordinator, say, guys, I have an underlying health condition. I here are my letters, here are my doctors. You know, I cannot be on campus. But a lot of them fear that they will be penalized with the 45-day rule. Whereas because we're 45 days days to start the school year, if they were to, you know, opt to not go back to work, they would lose their certification for at least a year. It's a horrible rule. It's a horrible rule because it does not give any leeway to the pandemic or to the issue that's out there, which is, I hope, something that can be addressed with these individuals.
That's something we need to discuss this week, and I'll get on the phone with the governor's office, the speaker's office, and talk about that. We shouldn't punish a teacher who says, "Look, I can't." Well, I mean, at Erasmo, I'm a lupus survivor, right? Yes. I had compromised immune system. I was really sick. A lot of people don't know that, but I was really sick in my early 30s.
Yes, sir.
And if I were suffering through that now and then got COVID, it would not be good.
Nope.
It would not be good for me. So I can't imagine someone in a similar situation where I'm not just going to get sick and have to deal with it. Like some people have the luxury because they're in great health that they're just going to get through it. But, some will not. A friend of mine, my age, is in a coma. He was a lawyer. He's in a coma. And I just saw him recently. And in a week's time, they had to put him in a coma. And he was diabetic and was one of those in those categories that just, if they got COVID, would really struggle. So they shouldn't lose their license. They should elect, given their circumstances, to say, I need to bow out. And that is because it is what it is. I see some of the comments coming here. I know daycares are a big issue as well. Daycares are a big issue. And, I can't speak to the private side of daycares, right? I can't regulate whether or not the private sector is going to remain open or not remain open. Obviously, how we regulate those public daycare, sponsored daycares is something that I feel the same way I do about public schools. But the reason and it was about a 5-day conversation with my wife, right? As I was waiting for TEA to come out with their decision. And, frankly, the first day I said, we got to send our kids back to school. They got to learn, I can't let them lose another semester. That was how I started my conversation with my wife. And we went through the evolution of every concern. And then ultimately I came a long way. We thought of every scenario. I even imagined myself bedside with my child with a ventilator. And I'm thinking, no, God bless, I hope that, BISD and my campus, Benavides, can come out with great online instruction, but it's okay if they, it's not the best quality in the world for this one semester, because I would regret so much if I was there praying to God that my child make it through this. And I just realized I'm just not going to do it. So my kids are going to do online instruction. And I struggle too. Both my wife and I work, and both of us struggle with patience. We're pulling our hair out this past spring semester when our kids were asking us a million questions. So I get it. But we're just going to have to make it work, right? And use whatever friends and family and retired people in our lives to help us.
That Sunday school teaching experience came in handy, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm very grateful. I was very grateful to my teachers because I was an active kid.
Yeah, we've heard.
That's
One thing, Mr. Lucio, that we've heard recently is President Trump. He's threatened to withhold funds for public education. Is that something that could be? Is that something that could be challenged in the courts, or is this something just a political ploy for the president?
I'm amazed that he's all over the place, and he's my president. I try to be respectful in talking about any public official. Here's what's going to happen. There's going to be horrible circumstances in all parts of the United States regarding people getting sick and having nowhere to go. And unfortunately, he's going to probably retract, and we're going to either have another shutdown or some type of big aid package that's going to come out of Congress as a result. But, look, when this has unfortunately become politicized. Back in March, it really wasn't. We were all scared and we embraced it and we stayed home and we did our part. And for some reason, I don't know why, this became masks. I'm not gonna wear masks because of the political reason, or I'm gonna take my kids back to school for a political reason. It shouldn't be. It should strictly be a public health debate. And so I believe that unfortunately he's going to have to respond when things get really bad. And, I hope it's before that, right? I hope it's before that.
It's politics. It's politics. A couple of more before we cut you off, sir. But I know you have limited time. But I will say, in regards to our nursing home situation, our nursing home situation is something.
Horrible.
It's very, very bad. And again, one of the things that we've been able to do is follow the different trends. And we sort of suspected it was going to get this bad as soon as we heard from Veranda Nursing Home. And we actually called out that, we were going to suffer the effects here in the city of Brownsville for two reasons. One of them is economic development. A lot of our individuals here, especially in the medical profession right now, that now are essential. A lot of them aren't receiving hazard pay as they should. That's one of the concerns. The other concerns is that a lot of our individuals that are like little nurses and stuff, they have to work two different jobs in order to provide a decent income. So it's something that I guess we're going to have to work in. But let's stay focused on the nursing home situation. One of the things that we know here in the city of Brownsville is that we have at least two more nursing homes that aren't even being reported now. We've had nursing homes that have had those deaths that are not reported. And we have other nursing home that, as we've confirmed, that have tested positive. But again, we have absolutely no reports on them. One of the things that I think is very important for our people out here is to start to have accurate numbers, because la raza aquí de nosotros, they start to become a little bit complacent, start to go like, no, hombre, no pasa nada. Let's go to the beach. Let's get together al carnezazo and have a little fajitas and a carne. Let's take all the huercos al Walmart, go shopping, and that's what's happening. But and people say that we're fear mongering, and I just say no, it's not fear mongering. It's be cautious, and concerned. Is there any reforms or any measures that can be placed in regards to the nursing home situation and our economic development or our hazard pay for our medical staff, medical professionals, or our hospital workers?
Well, let me talk about the nursing home situation. One of your viewers called me this week or reached out to me on Facebook, and we jumped on a call with her and my capital office. And the story I heard was just heartbreaking, because reporting is one thing, and I absolutely believe that it's important so that we all understand our circumstances. But how that particular nursing home was handling interaction with her family and her loved one, they weren't getting information. They were coaching the loved one that was in the nursing home as to what to say to the family. The lady was scared to even call or text about how she felt or what was happening. Apparently, the lady hadn't been moved in 20 hours and had sores and all these things, and it was just heartbreaking. So we immediately started contacting state agencies. We wanted to know how they were auditing these facilities, and we started a dialogue with them. And I said, look, I'm sure there's great operators in South Texas of nursing homes that are doing a better job than others. But at this point, everybody's just got to be transparent. And they have to speak to the families. They have to be able to communicate to the families. Think about how scary it may be for that particular vulnerable person who is later in life, who is in a nursing home and having no one to visit, no family member to communicate with, and then being threatened by administration on what to say or not to say. It's very, very, very concerning. So we need to look in that. And that's just one of multiple issues, right? That we didn't have 5 months ago or 4 months ago. But what I will tell you on the education front is there's a lot of great folks that are engaged in the conversation.
Yes.
We talked about this because we were having a conversation before we went live. I think right now we all just need to communicate it better. My office has been engaged in dialogue, and we haven't done a better job. We need to do a better job of communicating the conversations we're having. So the petition was a big start to that. The Facebook group was a big start to that. I had one of your viewers post on the Facebook page, what's next? Well, what's next is we send that information to the governor's office, and we prepare for session. We keep the dialogue alive. But why it's so important, and you do this well, Erasmo, is when we speak in bigger numbers, and I can go to the governor and say, oh, by the way, in less than a week, I got 15,000, 20,000 people to sign a petition. I spark his interest a little bit more than just me alone without all those voices behind me. And that's the beautiful thing about the internet and Facebook. There's not all good things with Facebook, but There are some, yeah, and
Well,
we can.
let me tell you that the proof is in the pudding, sir. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You're here, and that speaks volumes. I mean, you're talking to the people, and the people appreciate it. They appreciate hearing from leadership. And I'll say this, and I've said it to you a couple of times. Your staff is amazing. I love you, sir. I love your staff. They've
Thank you.
always been very, very good to me. You've been very, very good to me and my family. My dad still says that he's going to go out there and vote for you, sir. And he goes, he's the guy that gives me calendars. And I said, Dad, but Dad loves you, and family loves you as well. And keep on fighting the fight, sir. Please, our people need, people need warriors out there, individuals that aren't afraid to come and face the fire. In regards to a lot of people, they'll throw out weird questions and stuff, and that's really, really greatly appreciated, sir. I appreciate the page. The page is amazing. I mean, I've gone on there and cried a little bit, man. I've cried a little bit because once you start seeing the videos of the little children with these masks on, and their eyes literally popping out, and you go, goodness gracious. I mean, this is not a hoax, despite what a lot of our local leadership here has gone out there and publicly said that it's a hoax, and it's just very, very unfortunate. So appreciate the page. I appreciate the leaders, and going to continue to encourage individuals to please go onto the page. And we've been sharing it. We'll share it again tonight. Share it again tomorrow, guys. Please go on there and sign the petition. And get, guys, it's not a Republican, a Democrat. It's not a party thing. It's a people thing, and it's our raza thing. So please, Frankie, any last questions for State Representative Lucio?
Again, thank you so much for your time, sir. There's a lot of anxiety. Some teachers are going through depression. Is there any way that your office could advocate for the cancellation of the STARS test to I guess, ease in the burden of the teachers and especially the students for this coming academic year?
Yes, I mean, we're already on that. We're already having that conversation. You'll have a unified front. You will be hard pressed to find a single member of the legislature, Democrat or Republican, a single one who will not agree with that. Right? Everyone is on board to cancel the STAR test. The logistics of that are complicated only in that there's some federal monies tied to it, right? But from the ground floor up, every single member of the Texas legislature, Democrat or Republican, will agree on that.
Well, State Representative Eddie Lucio III, any last words to the people out there, please?
Just, stay safe, try to embrace each other, be grateful that, we're still here. And, I'm going to go and wrestle with my kids and have a good time, play with Titus. He misses you. Oh my gosh, that dog's he's like my therapy dog. Once he jumps in my lap,
I almost stole him from you. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
This close from stealing him from you.
I think he hears your voice from the other room. But yeah, just stay safe, stay positive. We'll get through this. If you can help someone in need, help someone in need. Try to be civil with one another. No matter who it is, people have feelings, right? This last 10 days for me have been rough. I lost a friend over telling people that I think we should keep online learning through the fall. So just try to be good to one another and be safe, be healthy.
Mr. Lucio, thank you again so very much. We'll let you go back to your family. My love to all the Lucios, sir, and to all your staff. And we'll hope to see each other via this method or in person at a distance sometime soon. God bless, sir.
Take care. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, again, guys, thank you so much for the State Representative Eddie Lucio III. Again, time very limited. He's been working. His staff has been working, so greatly appreciated. It's not everyone out there that will take some time out of their day to come out and say, hey, and look at guys, everyone knows, I filed back, I think in February to run a campaign, a race against Senator Lucio III. Again, we've never stopped being friends. I love the man. I love his family. I love his staff. His staff is very, very important to me. They've been great to me, and I love them all. So again, thank you to all of them for taking the time that they apply to going out there and being these voices. And we asked them the question that I said, guys, we should have started a little bit earlier. But again, you have to look at a lot of times, guys. Let me tell you, and a lot of times we have to look at where we're at right now, and in regards to the actions of now. And right now is we got to stop throwing blame allá atrás. We could have, we should have, we would have. It's done and over with. Now let's face what we can do today. And let me tell you something about what we can do today. Port Isabel, a board member, Frank Davalos. Frank Davalos. Let me tell you, man, that's leadership, bro. And I said it last night in regards to the leadership on the Port Isabel school board by the president of the Port Isabel School Board, Jimmy Vela, who will be with us here tomorrow. And again, man, that's leadership, bros. That's leadership. I mean, we still don't have anything in the city of Brownsville. Anything. They have already come to a conclusion and a decision. We will not be sending anyone back on campus for the whole year, and we reserve the right to modify and change if we have to. Reserve the right to modify and change if we have to. That's leadership. At least now the teachers and staff of Port Isabel have a greater concept or idea of what's going on because they fight for them. We have nothing. And I appreciate Mr. Davalos, Trustee Davalos out there. He sent a letter to every single board member in Los Fresnos, Brownsville, San Benito, and Harlingen. And he told them, guys, do the right thing. Follow our lead. So I'm sorry, anyone here on the board that has said that this board is leading the way for Cameron County, it's not true. It's not true. It's very unfortunate. It is a lie. It's not true. The ones who have set the pathway, the ones who have set the trail, Port Isabel. Port Isabel. And, I love Port Isabel. I love their police department. The police department in Port Isabel has always been very good to me, in regards to a lot of the events that they've hosted and I've done my best to promote. A great community out there. They have 4 campuses, and those 4 campuses are going to be well taken care of. And I got the question today. He said, well, Erasmo, they only have 4. Oh, yeah, but they also have limited staff. They don't have the size of staff or the amount of resources that we have. But we in the city of Brownsville, we piss away our money. We piss away our money on deputy superintendents, on AAs that we don't need, on paying a board attorney $325,000 a month for 5 hours of work. 5 hours of work a month. A month. And then we still want to question in regards to why there isn't any money for resources? No, but shut up. Shut up, guys. And look it, man. I have had teachers reach out to me today and ask me if they force me to lose my certification, I will lose my certification. But I will not lose my life. I will not lose my life. And guys, the problem with underreporting the numbers, folks, the problem with underreporting the numbers is that people become complacent. They think that nothing's wrong. Guys, 10 to 15 people are dying a day in the city of Brownsville. Wrap your head around this. 10 to 15 people are dying in the city of Brownsville per day. And it's about to get worse. Mayor Mendez mentioned it. If the trends of what's happening in Hidalgo County tell us anything, it's going to get worse, folks. We're already over flooding the funeral homes. Over flooding. I've been to them personally. Is sending our teachers back onto campus next week. Sending our office staff at main office on Monday, 2 days from now. That office on Monday is going to be jam-packed. On Monday, the Glass Palace. And my people are afraid. My people are afraid. And I am afraid for them. And we have zero leadership. supposedly that they were going to call a special call board meeting for Monday. It's not on there, guys. Now, it's not on there. It's not on the agenda, and it needs 72 hours for it to be a special called board meeting. Now, they say, well, we're going to do an emergency meeting. It took till now to ultimately decide. It took how many deaths did it take inside the district? How many deaths in our community, folks, did it take for them to finally call an emergency board meeting? If that's what they're going to do, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And I don't want you to forget. And one of the reasons why we remind you regularly is because people tend to forget. Do not forget. As they see election cycle closing in, they start to react to your will and to your ways. And they start to put lipstick on a pig. Stop eating the pork chops, guys. Stop eating the pork chops. Leave those for me.
Erasmo, you're correct. Cameron County reported 358 positive cases today with 2 deaths. Hidalgo County, as of yesterday, I haven't seen Hidalgo County's numbers tonight, but as of yesterday, they reported 393 with 15 deaths. It feels like if this current board leadership is a lot like the president and the governor. They see what's going on around us, and they still have yet to take action. They have still yet to fold. It's very frightening. It's frightening whenever people who have the power to make change, to protect our community, don't take that initiative. Why does it have to be smaller districts such as PI, Los Fresnos, Mission CISD that saw and realized that, hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a crisis. Death is at our doorstep. We need to take action. They took that leadership role and ran with it. We at BISD, we don't even know what's going to happen. There is no direction for teachers. The community is still, in the dark. Now, we're starting to hear little by little, oh, people are spreading fake news. Don't listen to them. Well, why don't they do something about it? Why don't they are the ones that tell us what's going to happen? It really upsets me that, people that can do something that they don't. It's unfortunate that, they see this as economics, money. Oh, well, we can't we have to go back to school because of money. Really, is the life of a student, of a teacher, a lot more valuable or a lot less valuable than a couple bucks? Now, again, we understand BISD relies heavily, or a portion of their money is federally funded. But come on now. We have to keep the safety of our community at the forefront. So, Erasmo, this is only getting from bad to worse. Will Texas eventually, issue another shelter in place? I don't know. It's getting like that. We had Commissioner Tetrow a couple of days ago on the day that the city of Brownsville released a matrix in which we're at number 4. And I asked her, Commissioner, in your opinion, do you anticipate, or could we possibly be at a number 5, which is a shelter in place? And she said, yes, next week or the following week after. In her opinion, she stated that is a possibility. So, again, why can't these board members take that stance? It's not until, we invited people, we've invited doctors, and, oh, they need to do something about it. And then they do something. They've been reactive at Osmo instead of proactive. And that's what bothers me.
Let me go into Brandon's question. What choices do educators have besides to resign, quit, if the district decides school will be in fact open? Take your sick days. Take your sick days and then file for FMLA. Tell them that you just cannot go. And, you're only going to be paid 75%. Again, that's my only suggestion, Brandon. And wait till October and November. And then hold accountable every single individual that runs for office at the school district, Brandon. Hold them accountable. Let them know that you will not support a candidate that is in agreement with the superintendent, that supports this warped agenda of this corrupt board. Just take the days, my man. Take the days, as many days as you need as possible. No, after November, have the new board change course. And that's what's going to happen. The course will change. if we affect the change that is needed for our community, for our district.
Erasmo, can I ask you a question? Representative Lucio did allude to this, that if the schools don't open up in August, there's going to be a lot of people without jobs, especially the classified staff members. Is there a possibility that instead of the monies that were used to run the facilities at the 52 or 50 plus campuses, can that be used to fund these classified staff and bus drivers? Because I think that's their fear, that we'd rather go to work than with the possibility of us not going to doing distant learning and losing our jobs.
No, well, we have to understand the finances. BISD has already been paid. The school year is already funded. There is going to be no detraction in regards to the money that have already been given to the district. The monies for 2020, 2021 have already been given to the district. They are already there. It's a done deal. So no one is going to lose their job. No one is going to lose their job. The threat of them losing the job is how they control them, how they have them on here. So no one has to lose their job. There's going to be enough work out there for everyone at the district. And I dare to say that with a clear-cut distant learning, remote learning model, having our special ed kids, taken care of in a different way, with that type of model, we'll probably even have a need for more individuals to come into the district. So no one is going to lose their job. No one should lose their job. Now, will they threaten individuals that they will lose their job? Yes, it's a tactic that they've always used. Is it real? No. And again, anyone that loses their job because of threats of this board and this stupid superintendent, then they need to have to wait it out till November. And in November, hold accountable the individuals that are running for school board. Hold them accountable to make things right, make things well. United, we can make a difference. Tony, you're 100% right. It's the only way. And going back into Brandon's question, the answer is always unity, folks, is unity. If we continue to unite, we continue to fight, to move forward. And again, look, guys, with me, no one has, you all know that I've been saying the same thing for a year. I've been saying the same thing since before Rona hit. I've been saying the same thing. My stance has not changed. Their stance has changed. They were, no, they're crazy, to now, oh no, let's listen to the teachers. That's a change in stance. My stance has not changed. These people are corrupt. They fomented the culture that permitted Sylvia Atkinson to steal our money from our children, our teachers' resources, and that there are some people out there that still want to applaud Minerva, Sylvia, Prissy, Drew, Philip, little Eddie, and Laurita. Y'all are nuts. Nuts. Let me tell you, my other big concern, and we'll go back into BISD a little bit, but guys, we can't go into one crisis. We cannot be in one crisis and then start another crisis. And a lot of individuals out there are very upset that a lot of their trash is not being picked up. I've already contacted the city of Brownsville. I will continue to contact the city of Brownsville on Monday because they're the ones that have contracted to Republic. And Republic is not out there. Republic is out there picking up the trash. So please help me in calling the city of Brownsville, 546 HELP, and letting them know that your trash has not been picked up, and make multiple calls a day. I will call them on Monday, guys. They need to hold these individuals accountable in regards to producing the services that they have promised the city of Brownsville that they would do. We cannot afford another mess. More disease coming from the trash out there, guys. We just can't. And then hurricane season on top of that, no, bitch it up. When most all state teachers have expressed their concerns, guys, you still have, and look, guys, you still have that 5%, 10% of teachers out there that are kissing the butt of the school board and kissing the butt of the rogue administration out there. I mean, it's just going to happen, guys. It's got to stop. And again, one of the things that I'm very, very glad that is happening is a lot of more teachers are becoming a lot more vocal. and they're coming out and expressing, I don't care. I don't care if they see my name. I know that they're out there watching. I don't care. My health, my children's health is of great concern. He doesn't understand that this is how I deal my health issues. I have videos. Call Mark. I don't know who that is. Most nursing homes are just a warehouse for transition to the other world. They need to be emphatic and honest. Let me tell you, one of the things with the nursing homes is that we need clear cut numbers. We need information on a daily basis. We have not been getting it from our county leadership and our city leadership in regards to the city health department. But again, these places are being manned by individuals who are not the most qualified guys. So what do we expect? What do we expect? Uh, Thank you guys for keeping us updated. God be with you all. Rachel, love you. Rachel, say hi to all the family. And my prayers are always on for you, Rachel. Love you, Rachel. Please don't forget all child care centers. We need help. And Dora, again, and it's kind of funny because, I got a big old letter from, and I posted part of it on my page today. I get letters from everyone, guys. I mean, I get letters from Harlingen, from Los Fresnos, and they say, "Well, that's what you're out there fighting for BISD, but we need your help too." And guys, I will fight for anyone that needs assistance and needs help, and it doesn't have to be related to BISD. Something that State Representative Eddie Lucio III said, "Guys, go do for each other out there," and that's what we need to do. We have to take the reins. We have to take control, and just because our local leadership has failed us, guys, it doesn't mean that we're going to continue to fall down the gutter. We need to start helping each other. We need to start uniting. We need to start working together, finally working together to get all these rats out of office, to stop the compadrismo. And if this pandemic has taught us anything, is that in the worst of times, they are the worst of individuals. In the worst of times, they are the scum of the earth. And yes, I'm talking about Minerva, Prissy, Drew, Baltasar, Laurita, Flip Flopping Philip, and Lil Eddie, who's a tapon. Este, they are all need to go. All need to go. Yes, cancel the STAR test. 100%. We need to do that. Rata only comes out when it's election year. They do. That's all they do. Thank you, three gentlemen, for the program. You guys don't read a little bit. Saludos a la bomba. I don't know what that is. Help. Send me help. Watching. Thank you. He is representing. Very proud to support Eddie Lucio III. Fine gentleman. Cheers, Dr. Saavedra. I'm joking. I thank you, Dr. Saavedra. We'll see you
She'll
Monday.
be on with us Monday night.
I will be with you Monday. I love the representative. I love his staff very, very much so, and they know it. I will never vote Demo rats. That's you can vote for me, bro. Love you. Where are you? I'm at my office. Stop taking. Rosie, I don't understand what you're saying. How? Absolutely. Oh yeah. You're talking to Rose. I don't know what she's saying. In sort of news, by faith, a bit of elected officials, but we need more. A very word from action. 100%. Mr. Frank Davalos Jr. is an amazing leader. Let me tell you, Christina. Let me tell you. True leadership. And that's what Port Isabel has. And that's what we lack here in the city of Brownsville. And Christina, good luck on Tuesday. I'll be watching wholeheartedly. Good luck. Rosie, I don't know what the hell you want. And again, I'm getting fastidiado. We have amazing board members leading the way to disaster. Good job. My God, call PD.
What?
Leadership is first boot on the ground. Damn, I missed it. I'll watch on replays. Yes, thank you, Jessica. That's what you're supposed to get done. I never worry about action, but only inaction. Yeah. And let me tell you, there has been way too much inaction. And you know what? To my people out there going back to work on Monday, don't. To my people going back to work on Monday at the Glass Palace, don't. Take your sick days. Don't go back. If a great big chunk of y'all do not go back, it'll send a message. Please don't go back. Because I'm afraid that in 7 days after you go back, you're going to be sending me inbox messages asking me for the lists of where you could go get COVID-19 tests. Please don't go back, guys. I have 140 sick days. Uh, Violet,
Use them.
take them. Take them now. 140 days will get us past November, and then everything changes. I promise you. Violeta, I swear, everything changes after the election in November. I swear. With all my heart, I swear. And I usually don't swear. Saludos, Juan. ¿Cómo estás? Ese kitty cat. Thank you.
Erasmo, AOBE will be having a protest on Monday, July 14th at 2 p.m. They encourage each and every one of the viewers and the community to go out and show solidarity against the board. So everybody who wants to join, Monday, July 14th at 2 p.m. Administrative Building. We'll be out there.
Actually, I have a very good friend that speaks regularly with Dr. Castillo. And that friend of mine, she sends me reports in regards to what Dr. Castillo has mentioned. So I'll leave the communication with Dr. Castillo to that friend of mine out there. She's a good reporter for me. I love her. Foxhall Nursing Home should be shut down. Careless, irresponsible. Right now, at this point, they all should be shut down. And let me tell you, the deaths fall on the hands of our leadership. The county judge should have been a little bit more proactive. Rosie, get off Facebook. Call 911. Now, and yeah, we have 205 from Brownsville. Take into consideration, guys, that our numbers are underreported. Multiply that times 10. And I'm starting to feel very, very tired. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. It's not Rona. It's
Rona.
It's Chorrillo. I got the runs, and I think I ate something I shouldn't have eaten when I went to Rudy's today.
Cookies, maybe.
Where do we put the residents? I didn't. Oh, she would comment on that. I didn't comment on that. I mean, we need our nursing homes. When leadership doesn't show up, what can we do? Do we call our politicians? How do we have a voice? You have me, Dr. Saavedra, and my community has me. And in the absence of leadership, we as a community need to unite, come forward, and sweep our streets, and feed our hungry, and pick up those that have fallen. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? So together, we can bring back, we can make Brownsville great again. We can make Brownsville great again.
Where's your red cat?
I had to throw that one out there. Love you, Dr. Saavedra. See you on Monday. Hey, I look good in lipstick. Let me tell you, I don't doubt it, baby. What is the lady asking for help? I have no idea. I
hope she's all right.
Has to finish his strawberry daiquiri before his two deputy superintendents do anything. All this, guys. The superintendent needs to fly back from the Galapagos and needs to leave those poor 150-year-old turtles alone. Stop drinking those girly drinks. Those are for me, guys. Frankie, any last words?
Guys, Monday the 13th. I apologize. Monday the 13th, AOBE will be organizing a protest, in demonstration against the lack of leadership at BISD. So anybody who's interested, Monday the 13th at 2 p.m. At the administrative building, they will be there. It was great to have Representative Lucio on. It's always important, Erasmo, for our elected officials to be vocal and to be accessible to the community. So once again, thank you so much to Mr. Lucio for, coming out and answering the community's questions in regards to what's going on. It is during these times that we want to hear from them. We look up to them for guidance, for leadership. So thank you, Mr. Lucio, for accepting and coming out on the program tonight. Guys, it's very scary. Will Texas, issue another shelter in place? I don't know, but the numbers are, going that way. It's unfortunate that we have somebody in office in Austin that is not helping our here Brownsville by giving us direction. TEA, is kind of like hands up in the air saying like we'll see. Uh, Administrators are set to go back in a couple of weeks, so what are they to expect? Are they walking into the lines then? Teachers as well, they will be going in shortly. There is talk of an emergency board meeting, going on. We have yet to hear anything about it. But why does it always happen that Erasmo Castro says something or Brazos Talk says something or something happens, and then that's when BISD takes action? It shouldn't be that way. BISD should be at the forefront of this, but they've been too quiet. They've been very quiet. They react instead of being proactive. That's very bothersome because I want my elected leaders to be to be ballsy, to make waves. That way they can guarantee and say, "Hey, I got your back. Your child, your loved one that works at BISD is being taken care of, and I'm fighting for them." Words, guys, words come and go. Actions speak louder than words. So hopefully they'll take the community's health into consideration and not focus solely on funds. Only time will tell. But I think the community is already sick and tired of this current administration. It is apparent, Erasmo, by teachers coming on here and blatantly stating, "Hey, I'm sick and tired of being mistreated, whether it's through compensation. They haven't been adequately paid. Our teachers with seniority, they haven't been given that respect that they deserve. They claim to have no money, but then again, we give a raise to make the supers paid on par with the president, or I think he gets paid even more than the president." So our community sees past the smoke screens. They know. So it's unfortunate that leadership hasn't taken a stronger stance at Erasmo, but they don't deserve to represent this community. Thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow we'll be having Jimmy Vela at 9 p.m. To be answering the questions. Tomorrow also at Erasmo, we'll be announcing the scholarship recipients. Two lucky winners will receive a scholarship of $500. Erasmo, it's been an amazing response from the applicants. So we're excited for tomorrow's show, Erasmo. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a good night.
Guys, someone asked, is he tipsy? No, I'm actually under the weather. I came out of my hoarse throat, and now I am having a very bad upset stomach and a lot of diarrhea. Uh, I I ate I ate a bunch of bad stuff at Rudy's today, and it's not their fault. I ate demasiado, so that is why I think I'm actually starting to feel pale. Guys, we fight for you, and I appreciate the response. We've had a lot of individuals come on, teachers. I appreciate your feedback. Guys, I will address anything from a lost cat, a lost puppy, to a need of an oxygen tank, to a need of a wheelchair, to the fears our teachers, our administrators, our counselors, our diagnosticians, everyone is feeling out there. We're in it together, guys. The only individuals that have set themselves apart are the individuals that were elected to lead. And unfortunately for us, they only follow. And it's time for new leadership. And again, I need your help. I need your help. And I appreciate all the help that I've gotten. And I appreciate people coming to pick up cookies. I've been overwhelmed. A lot of people have come to pick up cookies and have sent in little donations here and there. So thank you, guys. Really, thank you. I need you to come pick up more cookies like in 2 weeks. Guys, please, again, be the hands of Jesus out there. Be the hands of Jesus and, provide for the community. If someone is in need of help, of need of food, in need of water, provide for them, please. Please take care of my people, guys. Be good to each other, and please be good to me. Thank you all. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. If you want to join us at church tomorrow at 10 a.m. at church, send me an inbox. I'll send you the address. God bless. Take care.